Hello, my name is Alberto Mizrahi, and in the following video I will explain how to install our application, Automated Document Summarization 1.0, or as we call it for short, Tidbit. First, we must download the files from our GitHub repository. Our repository can be found at this URL. To clone the repository, we copy the link here. We then go to the terminal. We go to the place where we would like to download the files. We write the following command: git clone, and we paste the GitHub URL, and it will start the cloning process. This might take a couple of minutes to finish. Now that the application has finished cloning, we need to install a couple of applications first. The first thing we need to install in our computer is Docker. Docker can be installed at this URL, and this URL, along with all the other URLs for installing the different applications the different application requirements that we need, can be found in the installation manual in the code folder, installation guide.pdf. Now, for installing Docker, you specifically will be installing Docker Community Edition. So you click here and then choose whichever OS that you're using, and you follow the installation guides that the official guide provides. Now, after installing Docker, we install Docker Compose. Again, you can install it by going to this link and following the instructions for the specific operating system that you have. Now, Docker and Docker Compose are both necessary for the backend. For the front end, we need to install Node.js and npm, which can be installed following the instructions at this URL. Now, once we are done installing all these applications, we need to modify the configuration files for our for the backend. And the way you do this is by going into the code folder, website, backend, and you will see two different files: backend sample and relational DB sample. We need to modify both of these files. So the way we do is we rename them. So backend, and for the name of the database, you can put whatever name you wish. So tidbitdb. The same for the username. You can write whatever username you want, and similarly for the password. This the PostgreSDB host, keep it like this. And finally, for the JWT secret, just write whatever secret string you want, and that's it. Now, for the relational DB sample file, again, we rename it to relational DB, and we modify, making sure that the same attributes that we put for the backend file are for the relational DB file. So again, we just copy the same values. And we're done. After this, we cd into our application folder. So automated document summarization, code, website, backend, and now we're ready to build the backend. So we run sudo docker compose build, and it will build the backend. It might take a few whiles the first time that you run this command. Afterwards, we run sudo docker compose up to bring up the backend and put it online. It might take a few seconds to build. Now, the first time that you run sudo docker compose up, you might get this error, and it is a bug from the Docker and Docker Compose application. So what you have to do is just press Ctrl+C, and then run sudo docker compose down, which will destroy the backend, and then run sudo docker compose up. Afterwards, this means that the backend is already set. For the front end, we do the following: we open a new terminal. Again, we cd into the folder, code, website. This time we go to the front end, and we run npm install. This will install all the front end libraries that the application needs, and again it might take a few seconds to complete. Now that the front-end libraries have been installed, we run the following command: npm run dev. This will serve the front-end files. Now we open a new terminal, and again we cd into the application folder, code website, and again we go to the front end, and we then write the following command: python -m simple http server, and then we write the port number that we want to serve the front-end files to. Since the backend is already using port 80, you should not use that port, but we can choose another port. So for example, we can choose 81. Now we can just open a new tab, localhost. We are localhost 81, and we can see the tidbit application. We can, for example, we can sign up. We can log in, and we can summarize an article just to make sure that everything is working correctly. So we grab this article and we choose the some basic summarization algorithm. We see that the article has been summarized, and we can see that the history as well shows the article that we just summarized. And finally, we can log out. So those are the steps for installing our application. Thank you for watching.